which is what he likes to rock.
Well, it's like we say, right? You know, having Anarchy first, just being super important for just getting that snowball rolling early. You know, you get that health starting to stack up, especially on this map as well, where he has so much space to just run around freely.
So Nyx versus Anarchy, two very agile champions once again, but Zoot, obviously, Anarchy first is very popular for him. Unfortunately, fell to Vu in the top 16, however. Definitely had really impressive rails, I think. The main thing to take away from this. Zoot was lying in wait with a gauntlet round the corner. Now, he got tagged by those two rockets, but very confident decisions. Unfortunately, the two rockets did actually do the necessary damage to take him out, but I think Zoot's going to acknowledge that he's weak. Hit him with some more LG, but is he pushing this? Not quite sure. He's trying to get some space, it seems, to control this middle. The mega health is up. Zoot starting to try and stop him. Get some LG. He's chasing the kill, and that's going to be a clean frag by Zoot. Not letting him get away at all. Using that dire orb to secure a rocket launcher just a little bit faster, which now means he's going to be a little bit more free to put the pressure on against ZSX's Galena. Oh, some good damage coming out though from ZSX. He's chasing. Is he going to follow it up though? No, I think the rail's going to deter him. Oh, how did that miss? Milliseconds. Oh, milliseconds? Millimeters away. That's what I wanted to say. Zoot's going to get the mega health as well. So they're going to once again trade that mega health for heavy armor, but the one thing is, this gameplay of sort of like checking Galena with rails, Zoot likes to play that sort of ranged game and just really sort of pick your health down with those long-range rails. He did it a lot versus Vu. Looking to do it again today. But again, with Galena in particular, it's going to be a bit easier for her to almost undo the damage of a railgun because of that totem.
Well, I mean, it's quite a chunky heal as well, especially if you get it in the right area. Again, you have the sort of area denial, you're being able to stop teleporters from being used, but Ranger can use a dire orb to teleport himself, so it's almost like he's better at avoiding them from that specific way than other characters.
That was very important. Zoot actually knocked ZSX off that mega health, managed to take it for himself. Jumps over the prediction rocket, minimal damage, but again, really trying to sort of predict each opening. Again, once again, very even health. Zoot with a little bit of armor. Definitely forced down there. Is he going to go in for the attack again? Nah, probably not. Just trying to really see where he was, I think, in that situation. Oh,
nice.
He was not ready for that totem to be right there, and that is exactly why.
Zoot in the chat. That makes sense.
I mean, that's exactly why.
Well, what else is a man to say when you just teleport face first into a Galena totem?
But that's like case in point why Galena is effective. Because, hang on a minute, here comes the LG, taking a lot of damage down to 14. Really good use. Really good use. That entire round, those totems were so well placed. Using the defensive totem at point blank, so Zoot was not going to be able to go in for the sneak attack at point blank to deny that, and then heal himself up before the next fight occurred. Really smart and well played.
It's a good answer though. You see a Nyx going for that ghost walk, you put a totem at your feet. If she uses it aggressively, she's going to appear on it if you either damage or you heal yourself. And it just if she runs away, worst case scenario, you've wasted a totem and she's Galena. You know, pick up some health and you've got it back. Pick up some hourglasses, you've got it back quite quickly. You have quite a lot of totems and there's that rail. So unfortunately misses the follow-up. That's a lot of damage quite quickly beginning to add up. It's going to be enough to force her away, that's for sure. But I think he's really looking to chase it down. Actually goes in for the teleporter instead, probably predicting them near Rocket or just trying to take Rocket for himself. Bear in mind, mega health is now up. But once again, they're going to trade heavy armor for mega health. Caught him off guard. Minimal damage on the rocket, though, so Zoot's not going to get hit too hard for that one. You can hear above him, he has a rough idea of where he is. Oh, caught a glimpse of him. As that Zoot is all dancing around the mega health. Trade, Ghost Walk is popped. He's trying to go in for the kill. Zoot, misses the railgun. That could have been crucial for ZSX. Tries to check that rail as he re-emerges, but no payout this time. Zoot really looking to stay as agile as possible. Oh, gets hit by the direct though. Can't really take a huge amount of damage after that, even though ZSX is weak. I think he acknowledged that Zoot was a bit weaker, but not looking to push it in this time. No rockets though, only your rail and an LG. That tends to be the only three weapons you really need for burst.
Yeah, no doubt this is why we're seeing him go towards the rocket. And again, trying to sort of safely collect it. Bear in mind, because he was invisible, he did not collect the rockets at all. Still going to be without one for the time being. But again, really looking, Zoot disengaging.
Oh, was just slightly missing.
Here comes Zoot.
Now back against the wall. Zoot going in for the LG to try and finish him off. That direct, that could be everything. And Zoot going for the kill. Does he run away? He catches him on the way down. Zoot ready for him to jump down that jump pad.
Now if he catches a good spawn, which looks he actually has caught him on spawn. He's got 2 rails. What a couple of hits right there. Zoot, what a fast turnaround.
One champion away from bringing back around himself though. ZSX left in this Ranger. Heavy armor being controlled by Anarchy. We've already seen just how crazy this character can be. This champion can be, I should say, when he has access to the heavy armor, so he can just tank those rails like it doesn't matter.
Definitely night and day when you take Anarchy into account. Champion Zoot has been playing pretty much almost exclusively. As long as he's doing duels, he's rocking this team composition. He is ready for a map like this. Going in for the injection, giving him the speed boost to head him off. Does get the heavy armor though. Mega health, still in play. If Zoot can beat him to it.
Oh, the LG catches him off guard. Zoot go for the kill. He has enough. Quite enough damage. Oh, the rail connects with the wall. ZSX found a bit of a lifeline. Is he hanging around? No, he is out of there. There's nothing to deal with this fight until he can stock up on health and armor.
Well, Zoot's got all 3 of his champions versus ZSX's 1. If I'm mispronouncing that name, by the way, I am terribly sorry. Once again, that slow-paced game. Oh, railed in the way. Yeah, didn't follow it up. That's the injection. Bear in mind, 2 more injections, and Zoot has just become a lot more dangerous because he can start tanking rails.
Oh, misses that one though.
In fact, both of them do. But I mean, Zoot, he's playing a very defensive game, and it makes sense. However, looking to get it. Nice LG. Does manage to take 1 champion off the board, but
be quite a crucial kill. Means he could give him the mirror. No, he's gone for Nyx. So you try and get this one instead.
I think I know he's gone for Nyx, I think, because of the 1 minute and 10 seconds away from the round being over. Nyx is going to do a much better job of surviving than Ranger because of that Ghost Walk. Bear in mind, Ranger can't see the Ghost Walk. His ability doesn't allow him to see through that, which means that now with 1 minute warning, Zoot can play defensive. However,
doesn't look like he actually is content to play defensive at all. He wants to take this frag or at least put some pressure on.
I feel like he really is going to establish this very defensive game. ZSX hasn't actually caught sight of him, did not know he was back there at all, and he's taken 2 rails. Now, this is bad. He has to get away. Unfortunately, getting away involves wasting precious time, and there's only 35 seconds left to go.
Exactly, the heavy armor just goes in the way of Zoot. He knows he just missed that rail. It is all stacking up against ZSX right now. With barely any health to go with, a little bit of armor, trying to stock up, but just as you can say that, 20 seconds away from the end of the round. Zoot has a clear lead. I think he's probably still got his Ghost Walk stock too. He hasn't had any reason to use it yet.
At this stage, he's likely to have it. 10 seconds left. If ZSX gets him, he has to get him right now. They meet in the middle, but he takes a rail, misses his own. And at this stage, it's going to be very hard. Can he make it work? No! Tagged by the missile. And it's going to be 1 round each. Very close.
It's very important though. I mean, it's nice to see players really using the clock to their advantage when they know they can. And Zoot, he had that stoic just defense standing right there waiting for him. He knew his only option of getting that kill was to chase it, and Zoot was waiting for him.
Zoot gets the rocket launcher early. Nice spawn right there, I think, actually. Bear in mind, Anarchy so fast can be hard to pin him down with rockets.
Oh, direct, that could be huge.
You know Zoot saw that 100 number, and he's going to be looking now. He knows the heavy armor would have been down as well, at least for a few more seconds. They both saw each other.
Oh, trading rails. Trading again.
Zoot's looking to head him off by the heavy armor. They're going to meet in the middle.
Oh, the Ghost Walk is popped. He can try and get away.
Really nice evade from Zoot. Is it going to be enough, though? Yes. Fantastic escape. Zoot playing unbelievably well today, I have to say. Good movement, good awareness. His aim has been sharp as well.
Oh, but he does get tagged by a rail. That's going to do a lot of damage. ZSX is starting to really wake up with these.
Enough to, I think, force him away. Absolutely, just to get him out of the action. The one thing to factor in, bear in mind, the injection and the Ghost Walk both have very similar cooldowns. ZX going in, actually going in for the kill, tags a rail as well. Zoot taking big damage in this round.
Indeed, and he's just trying to run away using that speed. You see, this is such a good map for Anarchy to just get around. Tags a rail. ZSX is on the back foot completely. Look at that just meager amount of health he's got left. Oh, the Ghost Walk, tricky stuff.
That was actually very brave of him to sort of stay there and not look to get away. Maybe anticipated Zoot having a little bit less health at the rail, but could have potentially killed him.
So the heavy armor go. Zoot probably heard it too. Oh, and he tags the mid-air rail, ready for it and waiting. Galena now this time as the second champion.
That was a good respawn, just taking some of the free damage. However, it has actually alerted Zoot of ZSX's location. And now looking to be really aggressive, but Galena with those totems, she's put herself straight back up to healthy. Would have been risky for Zoot to go down there too. Don't want to stand on it. 5 seconds.
Indeed, as you can say though, 3 injections away from being able to take those rails, which can be quite a difference. I mean, it has quite a substantial cooldown on it, and you don't want to just be throwing it out normally, just sort of in this sort of neutral situation, because you need it for those fights.
Looking to really sort of control Mega Health. Takes big damage trying to get it though. Again, Zoot, he's going to be aware of how much damage he's done going in for the super shotgun. Galena with no health left, and again picks him up. Zoot looking unbelievably dominant in both of these rounds.
Well, even there, right, little decisions like opting to go for the super shotgun instead, because he knew I've got the speed advantage. It's Galena. She can't move away as fast. If I get close enough to hurt with the super shotgun, that's going to be it. A chunk of damage, more than enough to take it. And 2 swift shots is going to be enough. Oh, catches him again though. Zoot has all 3 left to go for ZSX.
In
Lone Ranger by himself.
In some cases, could have really sort of pushed in there, maybe trying to secure the frag. But again, 2 minutes left on the board. Zoot is more than healthy. He's got all of the speed to just fly around the map. He can be as defensive as he likes for the exact same reason. Being up 2 rounds would be really useful for him.
Oh, I guess he has a hunch that there was going to be a fight here down the heavy armor. ZSX goes down, and Zoot with that 1 champion win. Anarchy, Zoot's Anarchy looking really tidy. Like you said, he's just playing really well.
He definitely has a grasp of the fundamentals of the game, right? Knowing that Anarchy is so useful when you pick him first. Snowballing it.
Now, especially like the longer the game goes on, the more of a pain in the neck he's going to be, right? Because the more injections he gets to pop, the more health he's going to get overall.
ZSX again, going in for the Nyx.
Definitely heard that heavy armor getting picked up.
Absolutely. Now Zoot's rails. Oh, hang on, he saw the Ghost Walk. He knows he's going to be nearby, but where? Rockets trading back and forth, both players taking the big damage, but again, missing the rails, ZSX.
That was like a complete, just identical what was happening there.
Oh
wow, what a shot. Look at that distance covered, wow.
That was just a disgusting jump. Absolutely disgusting.
Tags over those ZSX. Let's be careful when he's gonna get it. Zoot, once again, back-to-back rails. He's really switched on.
He is playing like a man that would like to make top 16 for 2 weeks in a row, I think.
Heavy armor being seconds away from respawning though. You know, ZSX is probably up top trading out his mega health. Actually, doesn't look like he's quite got it yet. Still up. Now it's gone.
Bear in mind, every single time one of those totems goes down, it will disappear from Galena's HUD, which means that she knows where you are. Just because she loses the totem doesn't mean that she loses everything. You know, she still has that awareness.
Lose totem, gain awareness of where you happen to be. The thing is, though, it is Galena. She doesn't have quite the mobility to quickly get there, so she's like other side of the map away when you destroy that totem. There's not much you can really do about it, even with that knowledge.
I think right there, Zoot content actually not shooting it immediately. He doesn't want ZSX to know he's there, and because of it, he runs straight into it. Zoot with the patience. Really good awareness, good game sense.
Using her own totem against her there as a trap. Waited for him to come around the corner. Was able to take it out in the process, and that's a direct shot. Zoot again, looking strong, and 1 champion away from taking the first map.
Now he's down to his Ranger once again, but Zoot, with that momentum-based champion like Anarchy, looking very, very aggressive. And he's hit him with the rail. All he has to do is get a couple of rockets now, and another rail's gonna do it. Zoot goes up 1 map against ZSX.
Indeed, he does, and Ruins of Sarnath too. I mean, not too surprising considering, you know, we know Zoot is a bit of an Anarchy specialist, and we know his Anarchy is very strong, and that is a very good map for Anarchy, right? We saw a lot of that last week, last Thursday, last Sunday. Just a very strong map overall for Anarchy. The movement, just the ability to get wherever he wants to be, just being a complete pain in the neck. And the longer the map goes on, and you could make it last long on that map, the stronger he becomes. So not too surprising. But Zoot playing well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the game plan of sort of like establishing that distance as well and just poking knocking down with rails after rails after rails is particularly effective on Ruins of Sarnath as well, because it is so out in the open, like long corridors, a lot of line of sight everywhere. There's lots of distance, and the railgun combined with the mobile anarchy just kind of complements that. So you wonder, the map choice, is ZSX going to take the way that Zoot plays? Because I feel like Zoot has actually got a play style, right? When you watch this guy play, it's not the same thing every time, per se, but it's definitely like, you know, a certain level of gameplay that he finds very comfortable. So does ZSX change a map to something a bit more small and enclosed to take that game plan and make it a bit harder to enforce with a different map?
Well, this is the situation, like, and, you know, these guys are scrim partners. They play against each other all the time.
That's another element too, yeah.
You know, we've been told they practice together quite often, you know, to basically just learn the game and practice the game. If at any point during those scrims, during those sort of like private 1v1 sessions, if there is a map that Zoot struggles on, particularly against him, this is where you pick it. You know, this is where, if you're ZSXY and you are doing better on certain maps in those private matches, this is when you go to that strong map.
Okay, so Corrupted Keep. Sticking with Galena. Now, I think there's a couple of reasons here. A, to take away the mobility away from Anarchy, of which Zoot, of course, will pick first. And on the flip side, Galena, very effective on this map already. We've seen some of the stuff that Galena can do. Scale Bearer, a very traditional champion for this map as well. Scale Bearer is going to be a good answer for those light, squishy champions. And Zoot sticking with Ranger, you know, sticking to his guns.
So he's actually swapped out the Nyx with Scale Bearer. So he's definitely not favouring those small, squishy champions. Every single champion on the side of ZSX right now has got just more health, right, than that. You got that at least 100 health pool. You can take a few hits, especially now he's got the Scale Bearer out. Once again, Zoot going with the tried and true.
Well, I think right now Zoot's going into it with quite a chunky advantage. You know, I think it was a really sort of comfortable map for him. However, on the flip side, I do think that his game plan is going to be affected by the Corrupted Keep pick. It's a smaller map. He's not going to have the room to maneuver. But the big thing, again, no rail. You know, Zoot with the rail, it's by far, I think, his most effective weapon. And now he doesn't have it at all. So interesting to see how he kind of adapts to this. Because like you mentioned, these guys are scrim partners. They play together very often. It's going to be not so much you're fighting the champions, you are definitely fighting the player here. Now, Galena first.
Prepare to fight.
Or maybe not necessarily, actually. Caught it a little bit early. We'll see.
Round begins.
Again, that 100 health, 75 armor, that's already more than the Nyx was bringing to the table.
One.
At the very least, that's 3 champions that can
Fight.
take a little bit of a beating. Yeah, he's going to go with the Galena first anyway. Where does this first totem go?
I wonder if he's going to use it a little bit sneakily or to try and deny something.
Doesn't have the rocket yet, though. His half weapon is this LG. We can hear that Zoot already has access to a rocket launcher.
We'll see what happens. Very passive, I think, until these major power-ups spawn. Or pick-up spawn, I should say. Using the totem just to heal up. But at the same time, covering the doorway. And they're going to trade that mega health for heavy armor, as always. Nice predictive rocket, though. Zoot taking big damage and a ring out! One of the first ring outs I think we've seen in the championship. Wow.
Indeed, and it's going to be Zoot's Anarchy, his most comfortable champion, it seems so far. Going down straight away.
A little bit predictable on the teleporter, but it doesn't matter. Zoot gets met in the middle. And a very, very fast round for ZSX now. 2 totems. That's a lot of sustain in this one room. Bear in mind, he's just got a mega health as well.
And once again, the Lone Ranger by himself. It's like Quake 1 all over again. Nowhere to go. He's got to make that comeback. Not sure he's going to be able to. ZSX very low, though. Get a good hit.
Bear in mind, Zoot's not going to be able to pick him off with range. I mean, bear in mind, he's not got much health, but ZSX actually staying really confident. He's got that totem to run to if he needs it. Will put him up to max health. Still keeping the one in the middle in play, though. I think he wants to keep the healing properties for when the mega health spawns, just in case there's a fight there.
Zoot really trying to take out that totem to just get rid of that utility for ZSX because of the mega health. He's topping up on this armor.
Oh! 100 straight damage, just like that. Undoing all of the armor, and again, tagging him with another good rocket. You know, Zoot's going to have to be really careful as well. Make sure he doesn't run into a totem accidentally, just like we saw in that first round we saw on Ruins of Sarnath. Zoot's taking the big damage, bear in mind, Zed is actually completely evening out the odds himself with that totem. Further increasing that life lead, essentially.
Zoot, though, waiting on that heavy armor, going to top himself up. And let's not forget, this is Ranger, very versatile champion. If he can get something going, it can work out. But this LG restun Alep has got enough to kill, and he does take him out. But the question is, how quickly can he top himself up before Scaleberry just walks in with that charge, tries to kill him straight away?
I think he got that frag in a really nice spot. You know, he was by those 225 health. He's near the armor as well. Definitely more than prepared for this fight, but is it going to be enough?
Wow.
Yes, it is. 5 HP left.
Right as the Mega Health came up as well, Zoot starting seemed to be almost impossible comeback with just the amount of just setup that ZSX had put down with that Galena.
It was an amazing
my
start,
lord.
but Zoot with a straight 3-champion comeback. And he is going to be up 1 round just like that. Really well played.
That's one hell of a confidence booster as well, though, when you find yourself that far down. And with the champion, we haven't really seen Zoot use so much in this series so far, right? The Ranger that he always picks, but we don't get to see it anywhere near as much as his Anarchy at the moment. But looking just as confident on that as ever.
Well, Anarchy really is his hometown hero. That's the champion he really likes to play the most, like, seemingly. Or at least it's the one we see the most, because he rocks it first every single time. I was glad we actually got to see the Ranger come out a little bit. On the flip side, though, ZSX going Galena first again, really trying to just establish that unique gameplay when you pick Galena on a map like this.
Oh, catches the teleporter. It's trading damage for damage. The lightning gun, I don't think she has anywhere to run, and that's going to be a clean frag. Well, it says ring out, but Lava taking that one.
Yeah, Zoot got a ring out of his own, and this time actually causing her to melt in the lava rather than knocking her off the map, going in with the charge, but doesn't get anything, takes a bunch of damage in the process. Zoot chases it down with the LG as well, and again does manage to take out Scalebearer. ZSX forced to his Ranger, last minute once more.
He's caught a good spawn, he's not going to have any weapons here though. Maybe the nail gun, but that's about it.
Bear in mind, forced to use the injection. Hasn't used a huge amount of injection so far though.
Now he's turning the way though. ZSX knows he needs to top himself up, so trying to stop that pickup. Can get this mega health. Indeed, not quite there in time to stop him. Heavy armor going to be up in another 30, so not for quite some time.
Well, Zoot made that 3-champion comeback.
Oh, wow.
Now it's going to be ZSX's turn to do the same thing.
It's quite swift though as well, so running the clock, probably not more of a quite a viable strategy with just how much time we actually have left though.
I feel like the sort of hit and run gameplay for Zoot with this champion like difference is very, very effective. It allows him to navigate the map so quickly with Anarchy in particular. And on the flip side, you know, he can do really important damage, but get out of there, not be in a bad situation. Too often, he's still got injection. Using it until the last possible moment to really try and maximize how much damage he can do before he has to heal himself up and maybe get out of the fight.
Oh, there they go, dodging these rockets though. Zoot very low, and ZSX is going to seize that kill away. He's starting this champion comeback now, very low on health and armor.
Yep.
Zoot gets him early, he can really make the most of this, but at the same time, there's quite a lot of power-ups around him.
Zoot spawning right near the rocket launcher. Very, very good weapon to start with. However, can't really stop him from getting that mega health, so he's going to even out. They're going to race towards the heavy armor. Taking a bunch of damage. Manages to pick it up. Doesn't see the Ghost Walk though as Zoot does use it aggressively, but with the amount of stack that ZSX has, that was not going to be a frag just yet.
Zoot down by the heavy armor, but again, not up for quite some time. ZSX is trying to control this main room though. The mega health is probably be the first one up of the two of them. This is the kind of thing that ZSX needs to do, just establish that control and starting the comeback again. What is it with Ranger doing this today?
Well, from one Ranger to another, Zoot gets forced onto his Ranger as well. And this final mirror. Is ZSX going to make this 3-champion comeback now? That is the question. Zoot just did the exact same thing. Can he return the favor?
Oh, Zoot getting poked off though. In a bit of a sticky situation here, nowhere to run now.
I mean, it's looking likely. It's looking like he might be able to do it. Teleports to the Dire Orb. Zoot in big trouble. And just confident as well. ZSX knew Zoot was not going to teleport towards the Dire Orb, staying true, looking straight forward, and makes a comeback of his own.
Indeed he does. We see it back-to-back, 2 rounds, 2 different players, and I'm pretty sure this isn't even the first time we've seen Ranger do this today. This character, these guys are just playing so well. With just this one champion though, it's just a Ranger. Ranger is the comeback man.
I mean, it's easy to forget that there is so much on the line here. These players are playing for the potential $1 million qualification spot into QuakeCon for the Quake World Championships. I mean, like, that is a lot to play for. If you're going to play your heart out and make these comebacks, this is the tournament you do it in.
Once again, looks like ZSX starting off with that Galena, getting that good momentum early on. Is Zoot going to get this kill? Almost no health, and Zoot fires a rocket straight at the totem. I mean, no choice there. ZSX, he had to stand near it for the health, but the rocket launcher says, no, you don't.
Now, Galena gets taken out really early. If he can get Scale Bearer, it's going to be good, but we did just see a 3 straight comeback from actually both of these players, so definitely can't count either one out. Zoot popping that injection just to get nice and healthy again. Releasing the teleporter. Oh, tries to time the rocket, not quite on the mark. Zoot once again, try to poke down the Scale Bearer. No armor on the side of him though, so he is quite killable. Absolutely. Does manage to get the mega health, but it's not enough. He gets fragged again, I mean, really quickly. And then I'm going to trade out one champion for one. Zoot going straight on for Ranger this time, saving Nyx until last minute. Oh, nice damage coming out from this machine gun, though. You can see how quite deceiving that damage can add up. However, answering back with that super nail gun. Yeah, no teleport, just establishing that space. Going to pick up that heavy armor, though, might allow him to pick up the mega health. No, going in for the ball rush, actually, to try and guarantee it instead. Really well placed. It's been quite hard to just chunk down the Scale Bearer, though. He's stacked that with that much health. Absolutely. I mean, just look at how... Look, on the top of the spectator screen, it puts things in perspective when you see how much blue is on that bar. Zoot gets caught again. Oh, no, doesn't quite get the Dire Orb the way he needed it to. Fumbled his teleport just a little bit. Didn't quite get up top. Definitely was looking for that high angle into escaping, but just hit the ceiling. And now, down to his final champion. That seems like quite a strong start of a map for Zoot. Unfortunately, starting to crumble. That's almost just like that. He's going to get chased down. The charge. Oh, it does connect, and the splatter like a windshield. That was disgusting. Right, now, ZSX potentially only needs one more round that he's going to tie this up. So clearly, the map choice has been really effective. I feel like it has done a good job of basically sort of taking that general game plan of Zoot, which is establish range, be like a, you know, a fly in a jar, just very hard to keep in one position, constantly moving around, staying mobile. This map has somewhat really shut that game plan down. So there's Zoot going over the super shotgun. He's missing the shots. It's not quite connecting. Oh, that one doesn't miss at all. And now he gets put onto Scale Bearer again. Bear in mind, if Zoot wins this round, he's going to tie things up. But it's been quite a long series between these two guys, I feel. Oh, you can hear the charge. Oh, that got louder and louder as he got closer, but it ran out at the last possible minute. Zoot going to be relieved about that one. Mega health is up in play, though. Goes in the way of Scale Bearer. See how dangerous that can be. Zoot quite low on health, managing to stock himself up, though. Even though the chunk is there, like, he is only down on 1 life, so not quite as bad as the HUD might make it seem. Oh, there's that read. Zoot very low on health, though. See, just being slippery. Pops the injection, gets himself back up to full. Going in for a charge again, but you just see the speed at which Anarchy can run around. It's, in some ways, he can outrun the charge, but again, he's taking so much damage. The flip side did 100 damage to ZSX, but it's not enough. Scale Bearer just way too stacked in terms of how much health this champion has at all times. Consistently out. He's just, I mean, I feel like Zoot is actually out damaging ZSX. It's just, he's got so much health, and he's doing such an amazing job of keeping that health. It's so hard for Zoot to chunk him down. If Zoot wants to go in for the kill, he has to almost overextend, and if he overextends, he'll get deleted. Bear in mind, though, this is a game plan that Zoot can play all day. Oh, he's getting chased to the OG, though. ZSX is getting aggressive. Pops the injection, though, so at the very least, he'll take that victory. Saved it. The ability's down for another 30 seconds. Just saving it until the last minute. The second you get at risk, just pop it. Now ZSX being a little bit more aggressive. I think he wants to really try and shut down this approach by Zoot, predicting the teleport. If he doesn't do it, almost gets knocked off. However, it might not be enough anyway. And that was almost a ring out. Okay, as I was about to say, I thought he popped his ball rush in the air just to not get knocked off the edge, but he still had it. It's just good old-fashioned moving around. Oh, hang on, Zoot coming in with the gauntlet. Not sure what he was trying to do there, but I mean, he caught there. He had no weapons. The gauntlet was the most damaging thing. He was likely to go for the mega health. Kind of makes sense. Yeah, I suppose so. I suppose seeing as he actually got caught on a spawn with no weapons as well. Worked out for him though, he's got Ranger. Yeah, Zoot's able to take down the Scale Bearer, so now we find ourselves with the Ranger. So if ZSX wins this round, he's going to tie the series up to 1 map apiece, but if Zoot wins it, he'll take himself to match point, so still very much all to play for. And 2 minutes left to go on the clock. Both Rangers coming through. This is the comeback champion of the day so far. Zoot gets caught into the air, goes over the die roll, though. Hang on a minute, he's still alive, but not anymore. ZSX getting that last frag, and I think the map pick did a fantastic job of just sort of shutting down Zoot's gameplay.
I mean, ZSX just looked infinitely more comfortable on that map overall than Zoot was able to. I mean, Zoot had some moments of, had some moments of greatness, but fundamentally we just came down to, I mean, that's the map that ZSX picked, right? So that's what he was looking for. So it looks like one of the players has just disconnected. So we try and get them back in the lobby. I mean, to be fair, if you're going to disconnect at a time, that's probably the most convenient time to when the game is over, or when the map is over, I should say, instead of in between it and accidentally maybe throwing around.
It's pretty much the only convenient time, isn't it? Especially in that situation, it's like, right, well, the game's over. Phew, sigh of relief. And now, either way, it's going to be 1-1. So Zoot looked really strong on Ruins of Sarnath, but the change to Corrupted Keep clearly, I think, was to sort of limit the space. Zoot had to run around with the Anarchy, take the rail away from him, force him into those sort of like up-close confrontations that Zoot doesn't really seem to favor too much when it comes to just generally how he wants to approach the game. And clearly it worked out, so I'm expecting the map change to be something that, once again, will really complement the way Zoot plays.
Keep again, for sure.
No,
I mean, Zoot, like I said, right, Zoot's arguably, it seems like his strongest weapon in this game could be the rail. You know,
I think it is.
Just by, you know, from when we watch him play, he always seems really on point with it. I mean, even the first map, you know, on Ruins of Sarnath, he was hitting the vast majority of his shots with that. And just keep in mind, he was against, at the same time, he was against Nyx in that first map too, so he did have his smaller targets to hit as well. So it wasn't like he was just, you know, hitting the big bodies. So can imagine it will be something with rail regardless. Does he really favor certain maps when he streams?
Well, obviously, when you matchmake, it's pretty much just general of whatever. It's going to be a 50-50.
More that, you know, as he said, that I prefer this map to that map.
Well, if Zoot prefers a map, I've definitely not been watching at the time of him saying it, so I definitely don't know the answer to that, unfortunately. But either way, I think we might see something that's just as fantastic for Rail. So maybe a Blood Covenant. We might see Blood Covenant get picked.
Could even see Ruins again. To be honest, I mean, like I said, he just looked so strong on that map specifically. Then, you know, there's nothing really stopping him from just going back and picking the same map again.
Potentially. But either way, it's going to be 1-1. This is week number 2 of our qualification process for the Quake World Championship in Europe. And moving on in this bracket, it's going really well. Zoot versus ZSX. I've got a really bad feeling I've been saying that wrong this entire series, and I'll find out at the end. I'm sure I'll find out at the end. But either way, these guys are 1-1. Whoever wins this series will move on. Bear in mind it's single elimination, but it is 2 out of 3 maps, which is why we're currently in a 1-1 situation. Zoot looked really strong on the first map, but the map change to Corrupted Keep definitely sort of took that gameplay and shut it down a little bit. And it was a good pick. Really, really smart pick. Now the question is, do we see the same champions? I'm almost willing to say 100% yes, we will see Zoot pick the same team.
But from Zoot, it'll be the same team, because this definitely seems to be Zoot's most comfortable trio. I guess we'll find out any second. So Blood Covenant, in fact, will be our last one.
I mean, it benefits all 3 of his champions. He's got plenty of room to hit those rails. He can really play that defensive, slow-paced, retreat-based game plan that we see a lot. But again, we see Galena.
This was his map 1 loadout, or champion loadout, I should say. Champion selection, so the Nyx, Galena, and the Ranger. I mean, all of them in their own right definitely strong on this. We actually don't see Galena on this map as much as other maps, particularly. I think that it's, you know, I might even go as far as to say this might even be the first time we've seen Galena on Blood Covenant.
Definitely one of the first. This is not really...
It's one of the first times, for sure. We definitely don't see it all the time on this one.
But when it comes to the Quake World Championship, at least in EU, and the matches that we've had streamed, it's probably the least used map we've seen her particularly on. I think Blood Covenant, we've seen it on everything else, but not so much on this. I think there's so many other champions that people seem to like to select. But speaking of champions, on this map, all 3 of Zoot's champions work so well on this map. Ranger can sort of do those things where you can kind of pick up one pickup and another one at the same time, you know, where you throw the dire orb. You can pretty much throw the dire orb towards rail, collect the rocket launcher, teleport to rail. So you've just got both of these really pivotal weapons at exactly the same time, which means you're great for the next fight because you've got both of the key weapons that you need.
Also, a big thing, right, is getting over from rocket side of the map to mega health without actually having to, you know, walk across the pillars or on the side or use the jump pad. Just having that safer method of movement.
Well, case in point. Heavy armor and rail taking it exactly the same time. So ZSX going for Ranger first. Missing the rail though, gets caught in the air, but because he's got the heavy armor, not taking a huge amount of damage even with that rail, or that rocket I should say. Zoot with a nice amount of health and armor too.
Just hurting himself a little bit though, so probably doing some nail jumps over near the armor shard. That's where he's going.
Oh, gets caught on the bridge head on. Bear in mind, Yeah, no doubt he's going to run away from that one. Trying to fight towards the heavy armor, but the rocket knocks him away, but can't take a single rail. Next hit could do it. And yeah,
ZSX, you just opposite concede it, let him have the heavy armor, and he drops the
Oh,
hit.
no. Oh, no!
I don't think he realized how hard he'd be punished for that until it was too late.
Tries to go in for the dire orb to get that mega health, but just detonates it a fraction of a second too early. And because he gets knocked on that jump pad, he is in no control of how he moves in the air.
And that's free rail for anyone that's paying attention. ZSX is chasing this kill down. Oh no, Zoot in fact, sorry. Trying to chase down this ghost walk.
Catches the rail again. I mean, his rails, by far the rail, I think, is his strongest weapon. Going in for the LG, has way more health, goes in for the injection at the last minute, survives just a bit longer, but the direct rocket was exactly what ZSX needed, and he gets it.
If Zoot can catch him on a spawn, he can make him pay a little bit, but doesn't quite look like he's able to. The mega health, he can hear it's been picked up.
Oh, here comes Zoot! But he can't take the rockets, but he gets just that last minute frag near the health as well, so he's going to be able to top himself up just a little bit. Oh, no! Just
really, really good spawn for ZSX. No, just actually not even the spawn, just a good read on where he's going to be. He just goes straight in there with just a machine gun. And what?
Wow, telefrag! You don't see that every day.
LOL.
That was really sick.
He just teleported and then Galena was no more.
I mean, normally you see the dire orb because it does 100 damage, right? That's a huge chunk. Against someone like Galena when she's almost weak, you almost see like that will just, the damage alone does it. The telefrag though, not every day.
That was a clutch play, to be fair.
Oh, you can tell Zoot was feeling himself as well. Like he was like, yeah, I got it.
Heavy armor going to go in the way of Zoot. Rockets come flying down. ZSX is just trying to zone him away.
And again, Zoot with the railgun. This is why he wants to play this map.
Oh, that's going to connect. He's down in the bottom, can see him down. This is that rail, that could have been it.
Definitely sort of has that high ground advantage. Opting to try and take that free damage check before he gets the mega health as well.
Another shot. ZSX was able to pick up a few things in between the shots though, so wasn't taken out by it.
I think all that rail and the mega health, or sorry, the heavy, mega health, sorry, God, get my words mixed up. It's just going to further increase that distance and health between the two players.
Indeed, Zoot went now. Oh, wow! No, but just about to say, no armor though, so if he gets caught out here, that's going to be dangerous. That's exactly what happens to him. One rail is going to swiftly take him down. Now this is going quite as close as we expected it to, I think. And weighing out this heavy arm, going to be up any second now. Zoot is able to pick up the mega health though, able to keep himself healthy as well.
Trying to get that rail, but ZSX heading him off.
Missed the shot to Zoot. That's unfortunate. ZSX, look at all this health and armor resources he's got.
Oh,
nice
wow.
rocket jump.
Gets a good rocket right there though. I think Zoot probably tried to sort of take the rocket off him first, but obviously he'd already had one.
Now Zoot back on this Ranger. We saw him make a full 3 champion comeback before, so he's going to have to do the same thing again. There's the jump pad. It's a clean 90 damage. Picked up the mega health though, so it wasn't too bad for him. Oh, dire orb.
He's done a lot of damage too. Even without a rail, he just did a good job of just chipping that health away. ZSX going in for the chase. Obviously Ranger taking less damage on those rocket jumps, less self-damage. Very important passive for a map like this, staying on top of someone just like this. Oh, it doesn't quite get the rocket jump up onto that middle ground.
Mega health is up though. ZSX maybe expecting him to teleport in to try and get it. Yeah, there you go, trading the heavy armor for mega health. Once again, we see that all too often. Oh, good shot from ZSX. Getting one better on Zoot. Oh, misses that one though.
Definitely trading them back and forth at this stage. Quite a while before both of the major health pickups are up, so no doubt we're seeing a very sort of passive gameplay from both, however. So ZSX is going in, acknowledges he's done a bunch of damage, staying a bit confident, really still trying to sort of command just how much of the screen. If you hold the top, the sort of upper ground of this map, you control basically the entire map.
Rail disconnect again, but ZSX.
Not again! Not again! No, not this time.
Oh, he does get the heavy mega health, I should say. Still gets taken down to low. Oh, and Zoot ZSX is doing such a good job of just managing these small pickups all over the place. It didn't seem like, however much damage Zoot did, it just didn't matter because ZSX was able to just constantly make himself really healthy, but that final moment, Railgun's adding up to do too much damage.
I mean, Zoot's made a 3-champion comeback before. Is he going to do it again? No! Tries to get out of the range of that rocket by the Dire Orb. I think any amount of distance would have been fine, so long as it was nowhere near the explosion, but couldn't quite get it out in time.
So round 2 down 1 apiece, when we expected to see a close series, and that's exactly what we're seeing. Down to a couple rounds left to go.
Definitely comes down to trying to get a good start, I think. Wow, Zoot really trying to be a headache from distance. He pretty much undid all of that mega health immediately, and now he's going to be able to pick up the heavy armor. Speaking of which, though, a nice read on it, trying to get the rail to head him off. Does get one, but he's taken so much rocket damage in the process. That was a good trade, and to be honest, a really nice read from both players. It's a rail. Very important. Looking to head him off. Definitely heard the jump pad, though. Even health and armor at this stage, but Zoot with the prediction, back to back. And he gets rewarded with a mega health as well. Hang on, he's actually got a very good spawn. Nyx.
Oh wow, forces it away, so he only just manages to secure heavy armor. He knows that Ghost Walk is down for if they fight again soon.
And he knows he's on spawn too, so he knows that ZSX does not have any popular weapons. He's going to get the rocket now, obviously, because he's out of time, but on spawn he was helpless.
Already less than a minute into this round though, already a frag on the board. It's a little bit more different than we're used to seeing so far today.
Anaki's mobility really lets him just zip wherever he wants to go. Quite good that ZSX actually didn't use that jump pad. Could have been maybe game over if he did.
A tanked out Anarchy, that's not what you want to be dealing with, especially if you're on the back foot.
No doubt ZSX, yep, he heard that jump pad. Caught a little bit.
Oh, a direct rocket, that could be everything. Oh no, Zoot falls down. Unfortunate mistake.
Yeah,
loses his footing.
He's going to need to get a read on where he thinks he is. However, he has now seen him. He's going to be near the mega health, but it's going to be so risky for ZSX trying to get that. A nice mobility actually going towards the left, staying unpredictable. Not letting Zoot chase him down. The problem is, because he's so weak, it's so risky for him to try and command these pickups. Zoot's map control is just so much more dominant than ZSX throughout this entire round. Unless it's a small health or a small armor, there isn't much ZSX is going to be able to do to heal himself back up. And at the same time, he's going to be at the mercy of basically default health and armor. He's not going to be able to overcharge himself just yet. While at the same time, Zoot's doing the exact opposite. They trade a rail for a rail. Going in for the injection just for the speed boost, trying to head him off before he goes towards heavy armor.
Guaranteed to fight the breakout here. Ghost Walk used preemptively, appears right in front of him.
Oh.
He wasn't, actually didn't appear ready at the start, but one rocket upon reactions to her coming back in. More than enough to do it, and Zoot finds himself once again with 3 champions in the lead. ZSX down to Galena by herself to make this comeback.
But now
we have seen it today though.
Yeah, now the comeback's not going to come from Ranger though, because he hasn't got Ranger anymore.
Again, this map, Blood Covenant, is probably the least common map we see Galena on in 1v1s. So we're going to have to see this pick work. It's going to have to be right here, right now.
Well, we're going to be looking at mobility. That's a huge part of Blood Covenant, is just sheer mobility. Now, Zoot is basically going to be able to go wherever he wants on the map at any stage, but because Galena does not get increased mobility through a passive or an ability, she can't make those tricky jumps that Anarchy can. You know, it's going to be easier for him to head her off. It's going to be easier for him to beat her to certain areas. And it's just going to be easier for him to chase her too.
Still though, despite ZSX being in such a positional disadvantage, he's still doing a good job of just predicting where Zoot's going to be. He's still ready to look and go for those rail shots, but he's just not quite landed them yet.
I think so long as Zoot commands that high ground. Hang on a minute. Another fight, but another missed rail. ZSX is so weak, and Zoot going in for the kill. Not overextending though, because he has got such an advantage.
Oh, the rocket's hitting him from behind. Oh, ZSX chased the kill despite being so low. Brave stuff coming out from him.
Almost at that 1 minute warning, 1 minute and 15 seconds, and the pressure's going to be on ZSX to get something happening. But to be honest, as long as he is controlling this upper ground, he's going to have the advantage. It's just not going to be as easy for Galena to compete how fast this champion can move around the map. Right, now, 60 seconds. That's all he has. You can see the patience from Zoot now.
Oh, still went for the shot. See the hesitance to use the jump pad though. As soon as you go on there, you are a sitting duck in the air. Zoot, no rush to go for it.
These rails are just missing all the time, but as long as these rails are not connecting, it's gonna benefit Zoot because he has the champions to work with.
Oh, she's going in close.
I don't know whether Zoot's actually ready for her to just go straight in, but I mean, he has no options. He has no choice but to go in now and get a frag as fast as possible. 20 seconds to get 2 champions at this stage. I'm not sure if it's possible.
I mean, Zoot, seems quite content just conceding that heavy armor, because, 15 seconds, he just has to survive. For a few seconds left, he's going to win the round based on that alone. It doesn't matter how stacked up the Kalena's going to be.
10 seconds. Are we even going to see an injection?
I don't think it's possible to lose 2 champions this time.
That's it.
He has a guaranteed round. Zoot brings himself to match point. Guaranteed.
I feel like the second he was in that situation where he had an Anarchy versus a Galena, I feel like at that stage, because he was clearly going to play super defensive, the round may have been lost at that point anyway. Like, she just can't catch him. And on a map like this, where there are so many ways to move around, she cannot keep up with it. But it's going to be match point for Zoot. This change to Blood Covenant been superb so far. All he has to do now is win one more round. He'll be that one step closer to yet another top 16.
So
wow!
It is crucial for ZSX to get rid of this Anarchy as soon as possible. So we've already seen just how much damage Zoot can do on it. Right now, it looks like he's been running rings around and gets slowed down. Mega health, I should say, coming up in just a few seconds. Zoot going to be able to secure this almost uncontested. Rockets coming through, but it's not quite the rail. Easily avoided. Is he reading the teleporter? Wasn't quite ready for that.
Once again, I mean, oh, gets hit by a major rocket.
Oh, another one too. That could have been disastrous. Zoot able to keep himself alive though. Mega health not up for quite some time.
Oh, Zoot did a big chunk of damage there. Health and armor is relatively even.
All lightning gun damage going to come through, taking quite a lot of damage point blank. At the same time, this is Anarchy very squishy. Mega health though is going to keep him nice and topped up. ZSX pops a bit of a back foot, still going for the shots. We heard him miss that rail. Heavy armor coming up any second now.
Again, these rails are just failing to connect consistently. Ah, the second he collects it, that's when he takes the damage. You know, Zoot was not looking for that.
Mega health though, once again, Zoot in full control of these big pickups.
I think Zoot is consistently just making himself really hard to keep, like, locked down.
That seems to be quite a common style we're seeing adopted to Anarchy though, even though he has that potential to be really aggressive and right in your face. I mean, almost no one in the game is quite as good at just running away and getting out of a fight as Anarchy is. And that seems to be almost like a more popular way of playing this champion nowadays.
We're starting to see it, I think, crop up more and more, right? It's a method of play that I think just can frustrate the opponent. You know, being hard to pin down, cannot guarantee kills versus this champion so easily. Even when you catch him on those grounded rockets, because his passive gives him the increased air mobility because of his hoverboard, it's hard to lock him down. Oh, that was a big rocket as well. Bear in mind, neither player has lost a champion yet. If we go down to sudden death and it's one champion does it, it's going to be Anarchy versus Ranger all the way.
Once again, though, we're caught in the air, and Zoot is just not missing any of those shots. He's going to follow up the die rob. Doesn't quite seem it. Oh, but he is very low. Zoot's got to be careful now. No armor, so one rail is just going to delete him.
Even with the injection, he's not going to be able to give himself plus 80 health, so he'll die by a rail regardless. I think he knows that as well. Just let him take it.
Oh, ever so slightly able to survive just because he picked up that armor. That's what we're talking about. So crucial to have that. Oh, gets caught out point blank, and ZSX is going to take that frag away. That's the first one down. Is he going to be able to catch him before he stocks up? No, he is not. Heavy armor goes in the way of ZSX.
Both players on their Ranger. Even though Anarchy's definitely been the star player for Zoot right now. Clearly dangerous to all three of those champions. However, gets tagged by rails. Zoot consistently hitting more of these rails. As I've said, that they do trade 1 for 1.
Oh, underneath, caught him in the air, and there we go. The follow-up frag. ZSX is starting to nail these rails. Very few mistakes in this round.
Got a fantastic spawn on Zoot on the bridge near rail, but couldn't get the hit. If he just landed it, the pressure would have really been on now. If Zoot gets a rail, it's going to be great for him going in with the Ghost Walk. He hasn't seen him, but he's ready.
Oh, he did miss that one, then that could be disastrous. Zoot very low. That's a guaranteed round. ZSX is going to take that one down. 2-2, final round.
Now, those last-minute missed rails on that Ranger, that might have punished him. If he got those rails, it would have been a gone champion, but because of it, he's lost.
We said at the start, We expected a close series. We are down to our final map. We are down to our final round. It does not get closer than this. Aside from the fact that maybe if we get down to our final champion, who knows?
Now ZSX does manage to get that fantastic start once again, getting both heavy armor and rail at the same time.
That was Zoot, yeah, and again in true fashion, able to use his spawn to go for that mega health instead. That's a good thing, right? You know, realizing where am I going to start and what's the nearest, most important pickup to me at this time.
Oh wow,
damage.
100 straight damage. Zoot has no choice but to get away from that one. Catches the red as well.
He's in a bad situation here.
I mean, even with the injection, he's not going to have enough health to tank that rail, especially with no armor on deck. Zoot trying to get out of there, but being headed off by the heavy armor. Gets it for free. ZSX misses the rail. That was a lifeline, and Zoot will take it.
Mega health is up though, Zoot. Using that landing gun, keeping him away. Picks it up anyway. ZSX is able to keep himself alive. The die roll comes out. He doesn't teleport. LG doing so much damage. And Zoot loses his Anarchy. His most powerful champion is down already.
This is going to be very dangerous for him now because Anarchy really is his best and strongest champion throughout these matches. And in this final round, he's lost it. ZSX looking really commanding. The aggressive Ghost Walk, but doesn't get anything off it, apart from the fact that ZSX gets a free heavy armor. This is a great round for him, and Zoot is on the back foot. We'll see what he has to try and do now.
Zoot can't contest it. He picks up both crucial pickups just to sustain himself straight away.
Gets caught mid-rocket jumper. He does so much damage. Zoot, if he gets hit right now, it's over. Has to really rely on ZSX missing these rails, because if he connects one, he is going to be in big trouble.
Once again, though, there's that die roll.
Oh,
It's the wall, though, so can't teleport.
I wonder if that didn't hit the wall, would it actually hit Zoot? That would have been unbelievable. Yeah, all he has to do is get a little bit of LG trail right now. Zoot's in a huge, horrendously bad situation. He is head off right now.
Oh my lord. What a shot. ZSX with their predictions. And is bang on the money. And Zoot once again down to a single ranger. Full comeback. Has big hammer, but he does not give him the chance. ZSX just gets as close as possible. And just aggression on what is such a passive match.